So here's a conundrum I hear a lot. You want new construction, but you also want all the conveniences of an established neighborhood. The amenities, the parks, the shopping, and a mix of housing. Well, solution? You may just be in the market for a master planned community, which combines the best of all worlds. So today, I'm gonna introduce you to my top 5 favorite master plan communities in the Triangle region of North Carolina, from smallest to biggest, that still have brand new construction options available as of July 2026. But before I dive into the list, my name is Matt Martin. Not only am I a Raleigh-based realtor, but I'm also a transplant to the region, originally from LA and New York City. I've helped tons of clients, just like you, do exactly what we did back in 2021 and relocate to the Triangle region of North Carolina. So if you're looking to do the same, I'd love to help you too. Now, I constantly get asked about new master plan communities that still have availability, so I finally put together this list. And let's start small and work our way up to something truly massive. Kicking things off is the smallest community on this list, and that's The Point in Rolesville. Now, quick disclaimer, technically this community isn't the sprawling multi-builder master plan community that you're gonna see later on in this list. It's smaller and it's mostly built out by one builder group, Ashton Woods, but it checks the same boxes that make a community planned. It has a mix of single family homes and townhomes, a commercial component baked into the zoning, and great amenities. So I'm including it, but just know going in that it's a little bit different scale than what's coming later in this video. Now, as I mentioned, The Point is in Rolesville, which is just northeast of downtown Raleigh and straddles both sides of US 401, which is also called Lewisburg Road. You're about 30 minutes from everything here: downtown Raleigh, RDU Airport, and the Research Triangle Park. And then just about 15 minutes to downtown Wake Forest. And here's a fun fact about Rolesville. Despite the fact that most locals have never even heard of it, it's actually one of the fastest growing towns in all of North Carolina. So buying in now is a great opportunity to be part of its explosive growth. And The Point is one of the reasons we've seen this once small town boom so much. And that's because at full build out, The Point will have nearly 900 homes spread across 2 sections, consisting of both single family homes and townhomes. And then inside The Point, you've got a clubhouse, a community pool, a fitness center, 2 dog parks, and private greenway trail access. You're also just minutes from downtown Rolesville's Main Street and the new Cobblestone Village, which includes restaurants, open green space, and a bunch more. And I'm telling you, do yourself a favor and grab an incredible grilled cheese sandwich and beer at Artisan Beer and Cheese, or a bagel at Jeff's Bagel Run, though you may have to stand in a bit of a line for that last one. And if you want a bigger day out, then there's Fantasy Lake Adventure Park just over a mile down the road, and it is a must visit for its giant floating obstacle course, cliff jumps, scuba diving, kayaking, and more. Then in terms of the homes themselves, pricing here varies quite a bit depending on the section. There's townhomes that start in the upper 200s and low 300s for nearly 1,500 square feet and a 1-car garage, while single family homes range from the upper 300s for around 1,600 square feet up to $600,000 or more for over 3,000 square feet. So there's genuinely something here, whether you're a first-time home buyer or looking for more space. In fact, I have 2 clients under contract here right now. A younger couple who's about to have their first child, and then her parents who are looking to be closer to their soon-to-be grandchild. All right, coming in at number 4 is a community that's already won Community of the Year 2 years running from the North Carolina Home Builders Association, and that's Serenity in Fuquay-Varina. Serenity also sits right off Highway 401, but this time we're on the complete southern side of the triangle, technically on the Harnett County side of the line. But the community does carry a Fuquay-Varina address, and it feels like a true extension of that town, since you're just under 10 minutes from downtown Fuquay, which has exploded with restaurants and breweries over the past few years. You're about 35 to 45 minutes to Raleigh, Durham, RDU, and RTP. And what makes Serenity stand out is its character. The whole community carries a modern farmhouse theme right down to the amenities hub, which is called the Barnyard. And it features a clubhouse, a fitness center, and the swimming hole, which is a junior Olympic-sized pool. Serenity was also built around connecting with nature, with nearly 40% of the 550 acres permanently preserved as open space, and over 3 miles of trails that wind through it. And then another unique thing about Serenity is that it's all single family homes. So you won't find any condos or townhomes here. As of this recording, active listings in Serenity range from $349,000 for the 1,600 square foot single family home with a 1-car garage, all the way up to $925,000 for over 3,700 square feet. So there truly is something for everyone. And when I say everyone, I also mean there's a connected 55 plus section called Altus at Serenity, which has its own amenity center. So this is truly a neighborhood for every phase of life where multiple generations can come and live together. All right, now that we're warmed up, the next 3 communities are where things start to get really big. At number 3, we've got a community that I talk about all the time because it genuinely has it all. And that's Wendell Falls, which is on the western edge of the town of Wendell, just east of downtown Raleigh. Wendell Falls is the true definition of an all-in-one community. I'm talking shopping centers, schools, parks, restaurants. You really don't have to leave if you don't want to. Wendell Falls sits right off Highway 87, which is just minutes from I-540, which we call the Outer Beltline. And you're only about 15 minutes from downtown Raleigh. This is a 1,400 acre development that's been open for about 10 years now, which means unlike a lot of new construction communities, you're not waiting for years for the amenities to catch up. They're already here and they are thriving. And the heart of the community is Treelight Square, where you'll find Publix for groceries, Sonder Coffee, Parkside Cafe for brunch, plus things like a dentist's office, salon, and a bunch more. Then just across the street, you've got a WakeMed Healthplex, including an emergency room, and they're in the process of building a second commercial space that'll be called The Collective. All that in addition to over 10 miles of trails, multiple saltwater pools, the farmhouse community center, pocket parks, and a bunch more. Like I said, it truly has it all. The master plan calls for around 3,500 to 4,000 total homes. And while it's almost fully built out, there are still new construction opportunities available here. And just wait until you see the prices. As of this recording, the median sales price across all housing types sits right around $440,000, with multiple builders offering everything from townhomes to a dedicated 55 plus section called Encore with its own set of amenities. In Wendell Falls, you can get this over 1,600 square foot townhome for just $299,000, up to a nearly 3,000 square foot single family home for $650,000. Now, Wendell Falls is enormous, but our next pick more than doubles it. At number 2, we have Flowers Plantation in Clayton, but I'm just gonna call it Flowers going forward. Flowers sits right off Highway 42, about 35 minutes southeast of Raleigh and 45 minutes from RTP and RDU. This community has been in development for over 20 years, and at a whopping 3,000 acres, it's made up of over 40 neighborhoods. So there's a genuinely wide range of what you can buy here. Now, of course, I'm not gonna walk you through all 40 as that would take the rest of the day, and most of them are older and already sold out, which is not the point of this video. But since you're looking for new construction, there are 3 communities actively selling right now in Flowers. The first is Watson, which is built by Fisher Homes, and it offers custom luxury homes on some of the last available home sites in the community, like this one with over 4,000 square feet on half an acre for $1.1 million. Then there's the popular North District, which is part of the new waterfront district in the heart of Flowers. It includes multiple townhome options in the low to mid 300,000s, like this one with just over 2,000 square feet for just under $330,000. Or you can head just across Highway 42 to another lakeside community called South Lake Towns, where you can find townhomes with over 2,000 square feet and 2-car garages for under $400,000. So you've got a few great options for new construction homes, but what about the amenities? Well, think of Flowers as a city within a city. So you've got everything you need right out your front door. You have access to the East Triangle YMCA, over 20 miles of walking trails, and 2 full retail centers. Flowers Crossroads, anchored by a Harris Teeter, and the Market at Flowers Plantation, which is anchored by a Publix. Oh, and get this. Since the community sits outside Clayton's town limits, residents pay no city taxes. That's pretty hard to beat. All right, and finally at number 1, we have the granddaddy of them all, and there's really no contest. I'm talking about Chatham Park in Pittsboro on the westernmost end of the triangle. This is an 8,000-acre master plan community that'll eventually bring over 22,000 homes and 22 million square feet of commercial space to the area. To call it a community is honestly an understatement. Chatham Park isn't just gonna be a part of Pittsboro, it's literally going to be Pittsboro. And what do I mean by that? Well, the current population of Pittsboro is only around 5,000 people. But once Chatham Park is all done, it's expected to bring over 60,000 new residents to the region. It's literally going to create an entirely new city. Now, Chatham Park sits at the intersection of Highway 64 and 15501, and it's the furthest out on this list at about 35 minutes to RTP and RDU, 40 minutes to Durham, and about 45 minutes to downtown Raleigh. Eventually, it's gonna consist of multiple neighborhoods spanning a north and south village, including the much anticipated Asteria by Disney community, which will span 1,500 acres and feature over 4,000 homes. I've made a few videos on this topic, and we're all waiting for more information about availability and pricing, which should come out in 2027. But for now, there are multiple communities with new construction options in Chatham Park, including the Vineyards, Novi, which is short for North Village, and then the 55 plus community Encore. As you've seen in other master plan communities in this video, these include everything from 2-car garage townhomes in Novi for under $400,000 to this charming villa in Encore for $467,000 to this nearly 3,800 square foot custom single family home stunner in the Vineyards for $1.175 million. So why are people flocking to Chatham Park, and what makes it so special? Well, for a lot of people, it's the idea of being part of something new and intentional that's so exciting. They love watching the community grow around them and getting to feel like they're actually part of something bigger. But then the location is also great for nature lovers. You're just down the road from Jordan Lake, which is the largest lake in the triangle and features its own beaches, plus allows for motorized boats. Then you have the Haw River nearby for fishing, tons of trails, and you're just down the road from Chapel Hill, which has super strict tree protection ordinances that make it feel like you're in a forever forest. And that's just what you can find outside the community. Within Chatham Park, there'll be over 30 miles of greenway trails. You have Night Farm Community Park in the Vineyards community that features a splash pad, dog park, playground, and more. Then there's paddle, swim, and pickleball for, you guessed it, swimming and pickleball. There's an insane new YMCA that everyone is raving about, a rumored golf course that's coming, and so much more. But this is a long-term project. I'm talking another 20 to 30 years until full completion, so things are gonna keep evolving. So that's the list of my top 5 favorite master plan communities in the Triangle region of North Carolina that you can still buy into brand new. From a compact planned neighborhood in Rolesville all the way up to an entire future city in Pittsboro, you have a lot of options if you're looking for new construction without sacrificing on amenities. So what do you think? Which new master plan community are you most interested in? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're ready to start your home search anywhere in the triangle, whether it's in one of these 5 communities or somewhere else entirely, I'd love to be your guide. You can reach me by phone, email, or text, and you can find all my contact information in the link below or by scanning this QR code right here with your phone. And if you liked this video, I've got a whole catalog of others all about moving to, living in, and buying real estate in and around Raleigh, North Carolina. Here's another one here that you may like, so give it a click to keep on watching.